Hi everyone, it's Kelly and today I'll be talking about my different houseplants and giving you guys a houseplant tour. Videos like this helped me a lot when I was first starting out on my plant mama journey because I got to see how people styled certain plants and just seeing plants in people's spaces and just seeing how much life and color that it gives to any space, and I just thought they looked super cute. So it really helped me learn the different names and just get an idea for what I wanted when it was time for me to buy some more plants for my apartment. So let's get started. So the first two houseplants that I bought are actually at work, but this pilea peperomioides is actually the very first houseplant that I got for myself at home. I got it with my friend Talina when we went to a free repotting your houseplants class at a plant shop in Riverside called Peep, and they're known for growing their own pilea peperomioides, and so I knew that I had to get one there. And after reading a blog post on pilea peperomioides care, I learned that they like a lot of sunlight, so I put it in on our little table over there right by our corner windows, and it gets so much light, and since then it's grown so much, which makes me really happy. So I love this plant a lot. Hopefully it's with me for a long time. Next is my marble queen pothos. I actually got this plant from the same store in Riverside, but on an Instagram giveaway, and it was the first time I had ever won an Instagram giveaway, which was really exciting. I got to pick out a plant that I wanted, and I won the giveaway shortly before I was gonna leave on my 2.5-week vacation last summer. And I knew that I wanted a plant that would be easy to take care of, low maintenance, because I wouldn't be around for a couple of weeks. And so I decided to go with the marble queen pothos. Since I have a pothos at work, I figured another pothos would be easy to take care of. For this plant, I've been trying to figure it out. Some of the tips have been a little bit crispy and brown. Some of the leaves have become a little bit browner, like this one. I put it in that corner table for a little bit, and I noticed some growth like right here, finally some like trailing kind of beginning to happen, but I moved it back into my room next to one of my other plants just to help increase the humidity, hopefully, because when you have a bunch of plants together, it helps increase the humidity. So still trying to figure this one out. Don't have it, the plant care nailed down exactly, but still a really cute plant. Next, I have my burgundy ficus elastica, or a burgundy rubber tree. I got this one from my coworker who is so sweet. Thank you, Beverly. We talk about plants all the time, and she knew that this was one of the plants that I had wanted to get next. And when I came back from Life is Beautiful, when I came back into work that following Monday, flew straight from Vegas into work, I found this beauty propped on my desk, and it was so exciting and the best way to start any Monday morning. This one used to be in our bedroom right by my nightstand, and I decided to give it some light. So again, put it in that corner side table right by the corner windows, and it's been doing really well. I feel like I have seen some new growth, I think, or at least I would like to think that it's new growth, but I mean, it hasn't died. So that's how it is with every plant, I feel. As long as it's not dying completely, then it's okay. Next is my heartleaf philodendron, this full beauty. Oh, one of the leaves just fell off. I got this plant because I knew I wanted a long trailing plant to go on top of our cabinet over there, and one that would survive in low light because it doesn't get too much sunlight. It's pretty far from the window, and we don't keep the window by the dining table open too much. So this was the perfect plant for that. Again, it's so bushy. It's been doing really well up there. It's probably the plant that I look at the most because I'm at that table all the time, and I'm just really happy with it. Now I have my monstera deliciosa. I don't know if I should bring it closer, but the plant that's in the background of a few of my videos. I'll bring it up. This is a nice angle. Anyway, so I knew that I wanted a big plant right by our TV. This is really funny. Oh God, I can't. So I knew that I wanted a big plant right by our TV. I had a couple options, but I decided to go with the monstera deliciosa. It is the ultimate Instagram aesthetic plant that everyone knows, so easy to identify just because of the shape of these leaves. And I'm really happy with this plant because I bought it at the maturity that I love it at, where it gets like the big enough fenestrations, and there are still some leaves that don't have the fenestrations in it yet. When they get really big and like spidery looking, it kind of like creeps me out. So again, I love this little guy. And I bought the perfect, well, it's not perfect, but I got a good basket for it from Goodwill, actually. My next house plant, is my fiddle leaf fig. another iconic houseplant that the Instagram world loves, but I got this houseplant actually as a gift from my mom, my dad, and my sister when they visited Anthony and me for the first time here at our apartment. We all had dinner and we watched This Is Us afterwards, and they surprised us with these plants, or this plant and another one which I'll show afterwards. So I wanted a fiddle leaf fig for myself, but I always kind of like waited to get one because I heard from some people that they can be difficult to take care of, or just the leaves started falling off. And that actually happened, I think, to like 2 of the leaves here, and I literally don't know what to do when that happens. I'm just like, oh, okay, it fell. So when that started happening, I moved it to the corner, literally not on the table, but on the ground, right by our corner windows so that it gets a lot of light, because a lot of the fiddle leaves that I see that are doing really well on Instagram usually have a ton of light. They're usually right by a window. So I did that and it's been doing well, and I think the top has a new leaf. This little light green guy. This is the other houseplant that I got as a gift from my family when they first visited, and warning, it is very, very sad looking. Oh my gosh. It's a rattlesnake calathea. Its leaves are usually really cool because like one side is green and there's like dots on it, and then the other side's purple. But when it doesn't have enough moisture around it, the leaves tend to curl up like this. And for me, that's a sign that it's gonna die soon. I know these plants like a lot of humidity. Actually, maybe I need to water it. I have no idea. But these plants like a lot of humidity. Hopefully it can bounce back. I heard in a podcast episode of Bloom and Grow Radio that once the leaves do curl, there's a chance that they can uncurl. They usually do that to like lock the moisture in. So I'll do my best to see if watering it and then keeping it by our diffuser does help. But this is the current state of it. Not all my plants are perfect. And then I have another imperfect plant, my satin pothos, which looks so sad. It was a lot fuller when I bought it, and I loved it because of the leaves. They were so pretty, and like again, they looked like they had that satin finish. A couple of weeks ago, some of the leaves started turning brown and yellow, and even the new growth that would come from the leaves. So I just plucked out the dead leaves, trimmed back some of the ones that were dying, and it's been doing okay, but also it might need some watering. So I'll give that a try. Hopefully it survives. So my next plant is this sansevieria moonshine, which is a type of a snake plant. And it was funny how I got it actually. So one weekend I was listening to a podcast about this juicery that uses ugly produce or grade B produce to use in their juices and their smoothies. And basically it's more sustainable because grade B produce is produce that doesn't meet certain standards to be sold. So since they'll be juicing it or using it in a smoothie, the produce doesn't have to look, or the fruits and vegetables don't have to look like a certain way. I went to a nursery a few days later and I was just walking around trying to see what I wanted to buy, and then I saw this sign that said there were these sansevieria moonshines grade B for free. And I was like, a plant this big for free? I was so shocked. I even went to the cashier to confirm that I was understanding it correctly, and she said, yeah, they're just free. You could just go ahead and take them. Like, you didn't even have to be rung up or anything. So I texted my coworker right away to tell her about it. I brought one to my car, and I guess they are just the plants that didn't necessarily meet, again, the standards to be sold. I noticed that there were some like brown scratches kind of on here, and maybe the coloring wasn't exactly that they would like it to be in order to be sold. And I didn't have a snake plant, and I knew that snake plants are really good at cleaning the air. They're one of like NASA's list. They're like on that NASA list of plants that help clean the air the best. So I got one and brought it home, and now it sits in the background of my videos, which you guys can see. Alexa, what time is it? Oh, I gotta go. Okay. And my last plant are my pothos cuttings, which came from my plant at work. I repotted it recently in another video, but it basically looks like a new pothos, and I'm really happy with it. But again, I need to keep checking back on it, just checking with the progress. Some of the cuttings were planted in soil a few months back, and then some of them were planted literally just a few days ago, so hopefully this guy does well. Thank you so much for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed my houseplant tour. If you have any questions on any of the houseplants I have, please let me know in the comments below and I'll do my best to answer them. And if you have any houseplants that are your favorites that I didn't mention, let me know too, because I'm on the hunt for another houseplant. I haven't bought one in a while, so I would like to know about all of your suggestions. Like this video if you feel like it, and subscribe if you want to. I'd really appreciate it, and I hope you guys have a great rest of your day, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye.